Hello model railroaders, John back with a 16 by 8 river layout. Today I'm going to show you why I call it just a river layout. I haven't shown anybody what I've been doing lately, other than my buddy's been over to see, and he kind of helped me with some of the planning of this, trying to figure out what I wanted to do. Of course, you've all seen this. I just posted this video of the yard that I made out in my family room, my 3-lane yard, and it pops through the wall right there. I made a really nice little kind of city-like portal going through there. For now, that's good enough. So that's what I got. And this thing operates really good. It will remain powered. I got a switch to turn it on and off. So that's going to stay powered because I'm hoping one day I can switch over to DCC and then I can call up each train individually. So now we're going to back in here and I'm going to show you what I got going. Yeah, it's kind of funny. You can see here. There's where it goes in, there's where it comes out. It's kind of funny. So there's where it comes out. I know you saw that on the last video. I'm gonna push this back out so you can kind of see what I'm working on here. This is now, this is all new, this part here, from about where you can see this little tiny, this foam cutter back there. This all the way to here is all new foam and table. That's where that circle, the 22-inch circle I had, where the river was. The bridge is still where the river was. It's just I'm making the river a little bigger, and the river's going to run all the way around the entire perimeter of the layout. So that's why it's called a river layout now, and the gorge is gone. I gave that to my buddy. He's got that, and we've already got that in place on his layout. And I do want to show his layout sometime, but we got to wait till we actually get something that he's kind of like a lot of people. He likes to go really slow and take his time, and that's good. I wish I could be like that, but unfortunately I'm not always that way. But this one's taken me longer. It's been sitting there kind of like this already for about a month. So it's been, I haven't really done a lot lately, but I just worked on the hill on the other side, but I'll show you what I got going. This is mostly going to be all flex track. I still have one main single lane. This is supposed to be 2 on this side, but I need a bridge, a double bridge. So for right now, it's staying like this. I'm not even going to landscape or do anything like that on this until I make a big decision sometime this summer or fall, if I'm going to go ahead and just keep it 1 lane. But at the end back there, it splits into 2. And I run a 14-inch, 14 and a half foot siding coming off this thing. So it's quite long, and I can store another train. You can kind of see where it splits right over here. It doesn't look like it's that long from here, but it is quite long. And I got 28 and 30-inch radius curves up there. So it's super big and wide using flex track. Yes, I did have to rip off a lot of my other stuff. The foam that the trains are riding on is still the same foam that was already there. I took all the plaster cloth off it. So I kind of re-exposed the pink, and if in a lot of the spots you can still see the paint through onto the pink foam where it was the paint seeped through. So that hill, of course, is brand new foam. And then here is where my hill was. With the tunnel, and the portals are still sitting where they were. Obviously those aren't the portals, but that's exactly where they were. The track is still where it was. It's just it's level now. I had added these pink things to get it level. Before I had risers having it go downhill. The train's going to ride 100% level. I did not like having the inclines and declines. I don't mind a 1% for maybe about 4 or 5 feet. But my whole last layout, everything was uphill and downhill. And it got to be the point where I couldn't run certain locomotives. I didn't realize that it would be such a big deal. I used 2%. I thought that was good enough. But testing it, it seemed like it was okay. But over time, that's why I ran such short trains. So to eliminate issues. But with this, I shouldn't have that. So anyways, I'm trying to speed through this because I've made 4 videos already, and they all get too long, and nobody ever watches my whole videos. Not that, I mean, very few people ever do. This, of course, this whole end is not done. This is going to be tapered down. Then it's going to go way back uphill to go over where the tunnel is. So, and of course, this whole thing's gonna be covered with them trees. If you've been watching my videos or following me, you see I make them wire trees. I've got 2-inch all the way up to about 5.5 to 6-inch tall trees. This thing's gonna be flooded. That's now you can probably see why it's gonna be all the way around. You can see why I need about 1,500 to 2,000 trees. I've got 550 made so far. So anyways, so this is running. The train does run. Of course, there's no bridge in it yet, so it stops at where my crossover is going to be. As a matter of fact, I got the track so it can't run to the end. I got a little micro tunnel I'm doing over there. This is going to be a really cool area over here, what I'm doing. I know a lot of people probably think I'm very indecisive about this. Someone commented about that, and they're right. That's just the way I am. I got to do things that make me happy, so it's what I'm doing. I didn't want to get into it this deep, but that's just how it worked out. So anyways, I got my little 1-foot tunnel there, and what's going to happen here, this side here is going to end up, I'm going to put about a 4-inch tall rock face wall all the way around this curve, and then that tunnel part will be hidden behind it, covered in trees. So it'll just kind of disappear right in this area and reappear somewhere over in this area once it's all done. And then back here, of course, up on top of this is going to go way back uphill again, just like what I have over here. And I'm going to have a highway back here up on top. I saw a guy in Canada did that, and I really like that idea. It's kind of just out of the way, and you can really go to town detailing the roads and stuff. And it's kind of, once you build it, it's just, all you do is swap out cars, and it looks really sharp. Now, he's got exits and entrances going onto it. I don't have enough room to do all that. It's just going to be a highway that goes from behind that tunnel. It's where it's going to kind of fake end, and it's going to go all the way around to this side just before you get over in this area. It'll hide itself again. So, but it'll be fully exposed with trees going up to it, and some spots it'll kind of tuck the highway away, and then trees behind it where we'll meet my painted backdrop that I'm going to do. So this back here, I'm going to start working on this today. And the highway will be up about this high compared. It's about 5 inches above the track, and then the high hill will go beyond that. And that's going to be a wide highway. I'm probably going to go at least 4 inches wide with it, 3.5 to 4 inches. So I think it's got plenty of room for big trucks, and that's kind of what was my motivation to do it. I've seen his, and I love it what he did. So, and actually a lot of this, I'm using some of his ideas, and I got another guy that I watched his videos. I'm using some of his techniques, and of course I'm adding my own landscaping stuff and my own techniques to doing it as well. I am still mixing my other regular pine trees with this, because the wire trees, it's hard to get really tall ones. So I got about 150 left of my regular trees. I sold a bunch to my friend. He was ecstatic to get them because he hates making them. But I gave him about 200 of them. So, and I gave him a very good price on them. So, but anyways, I still have about 100, 150 of them big, giant, tall ones, which I will be using here too. So, but I have to recolor them to match my new little ones. So anyways, this is where we're at right here. Now, of course, it's going to be high the whole back. I mean, it's probably going to be higher than these clouds, so I'm going to have to obviously repaint new stuff. But I'm going to leave those there because I'm not gluing nothing to the walls. So I will just leave that, and in case I ever do something different again. But I think if I ever do, I'm probably not going to, I probably have to sand this down and repaint it. So anyways, then we come back to where the big river is going to be. Right here. You can kind of see where I've got the split here, where it's kind of, where the river actually will feed off into nothing. It goes off into the wilderness there. And I'm going to try and paint some kind of a simulated water scene back there. I don't know how to do it. I'm going to try the best I can. If worst case scenario, it'll just be painted pines back there, and the water would just look like it ends. Or it just kind of goes in where the trees are. And then, of course, up in here, I'm going to build little islands right here. The water is only going to be probably about maybe about 12, 14 inches wide coming through here before it spreads out to go down this way, and then of course all the way around that way. And whatever is going to be down in this area, I have not a clue yet. I have not decided. Other than land, it'll be a lot of landscaping. So these, it's not going to be just risers all the way around it. This is, a lot of this is going to be sloped down, and at some points you won't even notice that it's raised. So, because it's going to have a lot of just landscaping on it, and just different things, trees, whatever. So, but I just mocked it all up with the foam, and of course this foam is staying. It's not, this is glued, but this stuff is not glued. And on the stuff behind me, that is already glued too. So, but you can kind of see I just got this pinned, and that's kind of how I do this until I really decide, okay, I think I got something I like, and that's when I will start to glue it down. So there's where the layout, my original layout ended right here. This is where the turnaround was, and that ran to about here, and that's where my layout ended. So everything from about this spot on down there is that's all the new stuff. But again, like I say, that's from my last layout. I still had that piece of framing in it, so I didn't have to rebuild nothing. I just used it. So, and the masonite was a lot of the same masonite. So nothing here is really new, other than I bought 2 sheets of foam. That's the only thing I had to do. And of course, I had to dig up my Flex Track. I had a bunch, and I'm gonna actually need some more because I used everything I got right now. So I'm gonna be robbing some from down here. That's gonna lose about 1 or 2 lanes. But now that I got my trains out in the family room, it doesn't matter if I do that. So anyways, that's what I got. I just wanted to show you. Of course, just one other thing, all my track is Flex, and it's gonna be road bedded and ballasted. I'm still trying to mess around with colors. I'm thinking something dark, kind of a dark mix, like a black and white, or dark granite gray and a little bit of white in it, just to give it a blend. Something like that. I haven't decided. I'm gonna experiment with some, but I always liked doing ballasting, and I'm very good at it. I always thought I was anyways, so that's what I'm gonna do. It'll be kind of nice to have it original ballast. I think it'll give it a better look than what I had before. So I'll kind of give you some more shots of this. This is long. It's hard for me in this picture, the camera, to show how long this thing travels. It is 16 solid feet down, but with all the curves, this thing travels a lot longer than that. I mean, I would say this train, it probably to most of you, it doesn't sound like a lot, but I would say it travels 48 to 52 feet, somewhere in that. And then if I had the yard in there, we had another 16.5 feet. So there's a lot of track distance in here. And these nice wide curves, I can do some pretty, run some nice long trains in here. So anyways, the next videos I will be doing will be just little short ones. Sorry this one got long. I know a lot of people don't like to sit and watch a lot of these things, but this is just kind of what I have right now. I'm backing out of the room. I'll turn this light on so you kind of see it here like this too. I'll kind of show you from here. So it's really hard to give you a good idea what it is here. This just doesn't show. And I wish I had pictures of something I could show you, but I don't have any one picture. I showed you guys what the land's gonna look like. I made that little diorama. That's how I'm gonna do the land, but I don't have one individual picture that can show what my thoughts are, because I'm using about 3-4 people's ideas. So, and I'm sure they'll be able to identify, hey, I made that part, or did that same type of thing. So, but that's why we have YouTube, so we can watch and learn from each other. So thanks for watching, and send me comments.